Hello, more so welcome to Invest about investing, finance, and professional development. For today's items only, the investment talk today will be Ethereum taking ETH. So it's my second posting as of today. With respect to recording time of 2:27 p.m. on Eastern time on September 16th, Ethereum's currently trading $3,563, up about 0.55% so far. With respect to the overall crypto market, we had a relatively, kind of a volatile day so far, a kind of a jerk moment, if you may. So we received a revision or more of adjustments on the economical data about the purchasing activities that we've been capturing in the recent time frame for the last previous month, right? It seems like the numbers came out to be a little bit more optimistic that the inflationary pressure is less severe than Wall Street expectation, subsequently drive up the equity market to go back up. And with respect to some of the growth and tech stocks, we have seen a relatively more prominent reversal subsequently, kind of a rally that we've seen across the spectrum. But subsequently, with that correlation effect, will have a direct anti-correlation effect to drag the crypto market to go down. So right now, you see Bitcoin's kind of trading on a sideways fashion, down 0.28%. Ethereum's kind of doing something comparable as well, up about 0.54%. Dogecoin down about 1.3%. Cardano down about 1.7%. And with respect to some other coins, on Solana still selling off from here as expected, down about 5.17%, trading at the $152. XRP as well, hovering back down to the down about 2.67% so far. And just to just highly touch on some of the coins, right? And I think with respect to Cardano, I think we are just still trying to linger on with respect to a platform that will form so far. But technically, this is a relatively risky platform. The next level should technically go back down to $1.87, $1.45. I'll start buying it at the $1.34 as we go through the oscillations going forward. Dogecoin, again, we'll wait until the 20 cents, which is the level that we have seen with that massive crash that we saw from basically the 30 cents all the way to the 20 cents, which was a 10 cent sell-off, enormous sell-off. That's like 33% off the asset value. And with respect to Cardano, we talked about already. On Solana, we're still going to be selling off. And I know that we're going to be hovering back down to the 144 first as a consolidation zone. It seems like we are heading there relatively shortly, knowing the fact that we formed that golden cross. We have no visibility onto seeing a reversal anytime soon. There's no curvature or the scoop, if you may, that we should be expecting. We have not seen that yet. We will start to see that on the 144, but technically that's not really a substantive level either. The level should be going down to 112 and then more to the 97, which is basically a consolidation zone before the $100 mark that we incur for Solana. But the real level, technically, for me to even feel comfortable buying, would be the $66 level. XRP is actually a relatively good buy right now with the consolidation zone that we've been forming so far. The dollar mark is a really critical zone for us to stay above. If we break that, the next level will technically go back down to these respective levels, right? 93 cents, which would just be a hover retest. But the real level is really the 88, 78, and 69. I will start buying starting at the 77, which is a logical level to dollar cost average. So Ethereum, again, we are still within the, denial and the anxiety zone. And I think it makes sense why that's the case. We are struggling to stay above, and we are staying above for the $3,150. But we do have like other non-substantive level, right? The 3,450, the 3,325. But the real level is again 3,150, right? So on the media expectation front, I've been reading up the news. The first news coming from MarketWatch 2 hours ago, talk about AMC deepers move into crypto, cement Adam Aaron as king silverback of meme stocks. So we heard about earlier today that AMC is planning to expand their crypto usage on the commerce side, transacting with Bitcoin, but it seems like Ethereum is going to be in the equation at the same time. So more global adoptions, if you may. AMC is not just an American company. It is a company that has exposure across the world as well. So that's something that we appreciate for long-term value proposition with Bitcoin, but obviously with Ethereum, knowing the fact that they are slowly adopting that at the moment. So with respect to the next one, another news talking about AMC accepts Litecoin, Ethereum along with Bitcoin. So it seems like Litecoin is in the equation as well. on Fox News 4 hours ago. So that's amazing that we know that AMC is accepting these selective coins for their online movie ticket purchases and concession purchases as well. The next one is Mines. On Fortune magazine 5 hours ago, Mines pours 25% of balance sheets into Bitcoin, Ether, and Circle Yield. So seems like there's another company that's corporate adoptly. That's not a word. That's corporately adopting crypto assets into the balance sheets, comparable to like Tesla corporate adoptly. What the hell am I saying? So that's not even English. So anyways, with respect to Fortune 5 hours ago talking about they are pouring 25% of the balance sheet, which I don't know the market's cap or how much cash they have in their balance sheet at the moment, but that's a relatively sizable one fourth of it, right? I know there are many companies probably allocate like 5% or 10%, but one fourth of it, that's a relatively sizable move for a company with a lot of corporate board of directors and advisors. It seems like there are some corporate adoptions that we appreciate for the further globalizations going forward. Another one is talking about another regurgitation on Cointelegraph about Ethereum I's 6.4K bullish target as the Ethereum price chart paints cup and handle. So I think this is the point that we talk about the technical analysis again, right? We do have a cup and handle. So this is basically what they're talking about. We have that scoop, that curvature. It seems like we are cooling back down because of the anti-correlation effects from the equity side. So we are basically reversing back down. So the level that we're at right now, we're basically at a non-substantive level at all. We're just basically levitating. We're floating in air right now. That the next technical level is basically the $3,845 or $3,850 to be more specific, right? We are above the non-substantive level of 3,472. And also on the fact that RSI is basically in the mid to high level of overbought. We're not oversold yet, but we are just kind of like 75% there to being overbought at the equator line of 70. So at the 57 level, I would still wait off because of the surge that we're seeing right now. I don't ever really advise buying on a green day, to be honest with you. And on the MACD perspective, we're still forming a golden cup. Not golden cup. We formed that golden cross, and we are slowly curving up to form that cup and handle. But is this cup and handle something that is sustainable because of the fact that RSI is overbought at the moment? I would say that really cancels out, right? So in terms of the bullish momentum going forward, if we see another well manipulations, or if the equity market tanks, or if one of the coins decide to tank from there, like Solana's investors start to like liquidate completely, we might see a rotation across like public investors specifically going into Ethereum, which should subsequently surge us to go even higher, right? So I think the 6.5K bullish target can make sense, but at this current setup right now, I don't think that make any sense at all because we have incurred relatively sizable type of media affectation that's been positive on so far in the last 2 days. We have like collectively 25 positive news so far in the last 2 days. So for us to keep surging up and keep that momentum going to leap up another $300, I think that's a bit of a stretch, right? Unless the whales are buying in again. But are the whales buying in again when we know that they just sold off from there, right? They took some profit. Do you think this is a low enough level for them to buy in again? I mean, ask yourself. But we also have to triangulate that with the burn rates that we have been experiencing so far, right? So we have burned about 300,000 Ethereum so far at the worth of about $1 billion. But is that enough to have some drag effects onto the market dynamics yet? I think relatively speaking, it's still relatively small, right? So I think the fundamental is still in play, knowing the fact that we are in the anxiety and denial stage, despite how mixed signal we've been experiencing so far, that we are going to see some obviously sideways jerk, right? We saw extremely large volatility earlier this morning because of that one macro news about the economical data revision. So to stay within frames of reference in the most risk-averse perspective, again, is my proposition, is my logics, because of my sizable holding that I have on 55 Ethereum at the moment. So I would still follow the rules, right? The 3,000, 2,007, 2,450. I'll start buying at the 3,000 or the 3,150, which I've been talking about is a substantive level. It's just a logical level, right? But if you bought in currently, let's say you bought in at the 3,600 for some reason this morning, just hold for a long term because ultimately we'll see a much higher number, right? 12 months from now, next year, September, we should be close to about $10,000, which is a relatively sizable return, about 3 times your money from here, right? So hopefully this is helpful. The news are just, again, more positive news. And yeah, really appreciate you for always dropping by and giving me insights and giving me, research that you guys are doing as well. We are collectively researchers together to formulate and look at things more logically together to see, we are also collectively detectives on seeing if the news are really speaking the truth or is there any embellishment that's in place, right? And I think collectively with our spidey sense we can make the right decisions collectively and we can all rise together subsequently. So hopefully this is helpful. Really appreciate you and stay tuned for this come up. Take care. Bye.